mic. My name is Christopher Walker, Chairperson of the Anaheim Planning Commission. As a reminder, Planning Commission meetings are now broadcast on all channels, including on the web, Anaheim TV, and Channel 3. The first order of business is to salute our flag. Commissioner Kelly will lead us in the flag salute.
All right, could everyone place your right hand over your heart? Ready, begin.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Next, I will ask the Planning Commissioner Secretary to take a verbal roll call vote of all planning commissioners. Commissioner Castro will be participating by teleconference from Tucson, Arizona.
Chair Walker,
Present.
Vice Chair Crane,
Here.
Commissioner Lieberman,
Here.
Commissioner Perez,
Here.
Commissioner Tran Martin,
Here.
Commissioner Castro,
Here.
Commissioner Kelly.
Here.
We have a quorum.
Thank you. If you would all please silence your electronic communication devices so that they don't disrupt the proceeding. We would appreciate that. The doors to the back of the room are automatic. They open when you get close to them, and they don't close until after you walk down the hall. Please move away from the automatic doors and allow them to close. Today we have two public hearing items on our agenda. I would ask everyone who's going to speak on these items to please complete a yellow speaker card and give it to the staff if you have not already done so. The cards can be found at the table at the entrance. When you fill out a speaker card, please identify the item you are speaking on and pick the appropriate checkbox at the bottom of the form as either applicant, in favor, in opposition, or neither. In accordance with the Planning Commission procedures and rules of order, speakers will be called forward to this or in this order and then in the order received for each designation. Please keep your remarks as brief as you can. We are influenced more by the content than the length of your presentations. Before we start the public hearing, we provide an opportunity for any member of the public who would like to speak to the commission regarding a subject not on today's agenda. This is called public comment section. Is there anyone here or at the teleconference location who would like to raise an issue that is within the purview of the commission but not on today's agenda? Seeing none, we will move to the public hearing. Prior to beginning the public hearing, I will now ask any planning commissioners for any disclosures they wish to make regarding any of the items on today's agenda. Seeing no disclosures, we will go on to the next item. Please note the actions taken by the Planning Commission tonight will be final unless in 10 calendar days an appeal is filed with the city clerk. The appeal deadline for these items is Thursday, September 5th, 2024 at 5 p.m. Appeal forms and information are available on the city clerk's webpage. I will now begin the public hearing and ask staff to present item number 1. You're up, Jose.
Good evening, Chair Walker and members of the Planning Commission. I am Jose Barriga, and tonight I'll be presenting item number 1. This item is a request for a conditional use permit to allow a banquet hall within an existing large commercial retail center. The project site is developed with a large commercial retail center near the southeast corner of Lincoln and Western Avenues. The project site is surrounded by single and multiple family residential uses and commercial uses. The project site is approximately 6 acres in size and is located within the general commercial zone and designated for low medium density residential land uses in the general plan. In April of 2009, the Planning Commission approved a conditional use permit and a variance to permit a separate restaurant and banquet facility with alcohol service and with fewer parking spaces than required by the zoning code. This restaurant and banquet facility remains in operation today. The applicant proposes to operate a banquet hall facility. The facility would operate Monday through Thursday from 11 a.m. to 9 p.m. and Friday through Sunday from 11 a.m. to 10 p.m. The facility would provide an open floor plan to host private events, including birthdays, baby showers, graduations, and bridal showers. Events would be scheduled in 4 or 6 hour time slots. The facility would not provide any on-site food or alcoholic beverages. Instead, customers would arrange for licensed catering services to fulfill these needs. The applicant proposes only minor interior improvements to the facility. No exterior improvements are proposed at this time. All activities would be conducted indoors and exterior doors kept closed during events to minimize noise impacts on the residential properties to the east across Topanga Drive. The banquet hall would not involve new construction or expansion of the existing building. The hours of operation would be comparable to those of other businesses in the commercial retail center, most of which close by 5 p.m. The project has been designed to accommodate all operations, vehicle parking, and on-site circulation on-site to not impact the adjacent commercial and residential uses. Conditions of approval have been included to ensure that the banquet hall will be properly maintained and compatible with the area and adjacent land uses, including concurrently operating businesses. The commercial retail center is within half a mile of a major transit stop and is therefore subject to California Assembly Bill 2097, which prohibits a public agency from imposing a minimum parking requirement. However, to demonstrate that there is adequate parking for the existing and proposed land use, the applicant submitted parking counts on the existing operations of all the businesses in the large commercial retail center. The commercial retail center contains 357 parking spaces, and at a peak demand of 67 parking spaces was observed on a Sunday afternoon while an event was occurring at the existing banquet facility. Based on the parking demand observations, staff believes that the existing parking on site would be adequate. The project has been designed to operate entirely indoors and provide adequate parking and on-site circulation. The proposed land use would be complementary to the existing commercial land uses and designed to limit impacts to nearby residential uses. Based on the analysis included in the staff report and the findings contained in the draft resolution, staff recommends approval of this request. This concludes staff's presentation. Staff and the applicant are present this evening to address any questions of the commission. Thank you.
Thank you. I was going to ask if any commissioners have questions. Michelle does.
Thank you. Excuse me. Thank you, Jose. This seems like a slightly unusual banquet facility in that it's kind of small and their catering is being done or being brought in from off-site. I was wondering, will they be providing or allowing music, DJ, live bands, that sort of thing?
Yes, as part of the letter of operation, I believe there would be opportunity for that, but the applicant is here and I can allow him to emphasize or to explain a little further beyond that.
So the answer is yes?
There would be an opportunity to do so, yes. There was nothing in the conditions that would
Okay.
prohibit any type of
Okay,
live
thank
entertainment.
Is that it? Anyone else? Okay, I'm going to open the public hearing and ask if the applicant would come forward.
My name is Diego Anguiano, and I am the applicant for LeBlanc Event Center.
Do you have anything you'd like to say?
Any questions I can answer? I'm a former student for the Emprendedores program for Anaheim. So I've been dealing with the city. Everybody's been super nice, getting everything situated for me and stuff. So I'm here to answer any questions that you guys have about the event space as well.
Very good. Any questions?
So what's the plan for your facility?
So we wanted to do a small event space for the community for small birthday parties, 2 to 3 hour events, nothing like no weddings, nothing crazy like live bands, just more 2 hour events. We've been in the event industry for the past 5 years. I currently have another company and we do celebrity events, but we do them at clients' homes. So I wanted to do something for the community because I found it to be that there's not a lot of event spaces that are small. Everything's pretty big for 100 to 200 guests. We wanted to do something more intimate, something affordable to give back to the community.
Okay, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Anyone else? Okay. Is there any cards? If no one needs to speak, then anyone have anything to say about this issue? Then I'm going to close the public hearing. And does anyone,
I'll make the motion to approve.
Second.
you want to take a roll call?
Chair Walker,
Aye.
Vice Chair Crane,
Aye.
Commissioner Lieberman,
Aye.
Commissioner Perez,
Yes.
Commissioner Tran Martin,
Aye.
Commissioner Castro,
Yes.
Commissioner Kelly.
Aye.
7 yes votes, the motion carries.
Thank you.
And we move on to item 2. Staff presentation.
All right, good evening, Chair Walker and Planning Commission. Tonight I will also be presenting item number 2. So this item is a request for multiple entitlements to upgrade an existing freestanding sign and new building wall signs for McPeaks of Anaheim. The project site is located at the southwest corner of Ball Road and Phoenix Club Drive. The site is currently developed with an existing automobile sales dealership within the Anaheim Auto Center. The property is surrounded by an automobile sales dealership to the south, the 57 freeway to the west, the Island Golf Center to the north across Ball Road, and a water basin to the east across Phoenix Club Drive. The project site is located within the general commercial zone and is designated for general commercial land uses in the general plan. The existing automobile dealership, McPeak of Anaheim, is currently being remodeled, and as part of the upgrades to the dealership, the applicant is also seeking to upgrade the existing signage. The dealership currently operates 7 days a week with varied hours and sells new and used automobiles from Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram. As part of the ongoing remodel, the applicant is requesting the following entitlements: a minor conditional use permit to permit a freestanding electronic reader board sign, a variance for the electronic reader board sign to exceed the permitted height, sign area, and to permit 2 sign faces that are less than 180 degrees from one another, a variance to exceed the number of permitted building wall signs, and a variance to exceed the maximum sign area for the building wall signs. The dealership has an existing freestanding sign with a static face, as shown on the left on the slide, that would be converted to a new electronic reader board, as shown on the right in this slide. The electronic reader board would feature 2 sign faces angled at less than 180 degrees relative to one another. The supporting pole for the existing sign would receive a new wider rectangular cover that would have a smooth paint finish to match the newly remodeled building. Each sign face would measure approximately 162 square feet in area and would stand approximately 35 feet in height. The applicant is also proposing new building wall signs on the north elevation facing Ball Road, on the east elevation facing Phoenix Club Drive, and on the south elevation facing the customer parking area as illustrated on this slide. There is no proposed change to the operation of the existing automobile dealership as part of this request. The zoning code permits a freestanding sign with a maximum height of 8 feet and a maximum sign area of 60 square feet per face, with faces at 180 degrees from one another. As proposed, the freestanding sign would require a minor conditional use permit and a variance. The zoning code also allows only 1 building wall sign on elevations, with 2 additional wall signs for elevations greater than 100 linear feet. The maximum sign area is based on a ratio of 1 square foot of sign area per lineal feet of that building elevation. The new building wall signs would exceed the number permitted per elevation and the maximum sign area. This slide summarizes the variance request for the building wall signage. Electronic reader board signs are permitted subject to a minor conditional use permit for automobile dealerships as a major tenant on a minimum 3-acre site. McPeak's Anaheim is the sole tenant on the existing 3.72-acre site. The proposed sign is on an existing automobile dealership site and a location that complies with the minimum setback from the ultimate right-of-way and is located outside of any driveway or corner line of sight areas. The proposed sign has been designed with automatic brightness control to adjust to ambient light levels, and the display would go dark if there is any malfunction in the sign. The sign has been designed to advertise for the existing automobile dealership only. In addition, variances are requested with the electronic reader board freestanding sign to exceed the permitted height and sign area and to permit 2 faces that are less than 180 degrees from one another. The project site is surrounded by varied topography. Ball Road has a unique design with a curvature in the road and the difference in grade between the public right-of-way and the dealership, creating a condition which limits the visibility of the dealership. The increased height of the electronic reader board will allow for visibility from all public rights-of-way. The area and height of the sign would assist the public to identify the dealership when traveling from various directions. The increase in height, increase in sign area, and angled sign faces would facilitate visibility of the on-site signage. Furthermore, the request also includes variances to exceed the number of permitted wall signs and maximum sign area for the building wall signs. The public right-of-ways adjacent to the existing automobile dealership are at a varied topography that create a unique condition. The automobile dealerships sell 4 different brands, while the surrounding dealerships typically sell 1 automobile brand. The increase in the number of building wall signs would allow for advertising of all automobile brands sold by the dealership. In the vicinity, there are several existing dealerships that generally only offer 1 brand that results in a limited number of building wall signs. The proposed number of signs is limited to only the brands offered and would be consistent with the types of signs at the adjacent dealerships, reflecting the brand or brands sold. The increase in sign area would allow for greater visibility due to the varied topography from the 57 freeway and Ball Road. The varied topography would limit the visibility of the building wall signs, and the increase in sign area will result in larger signs that would be visible from the public right-of-ways, facilitating visibility for the public. The project has been designed to upgrade and enhance the existing freestanding sign, as well as the building wall signs for the existing automobile dealership. The design of the proposed signs would be complementary to the ongoing improvements to the automobile dealership and consistent with the dealerships in the vicinity. Based on the analysis included in the report and findings contained in the draft resolution, staff supports the request and recommends approval of the application. This concludes staff's presentation. City staff and the applicant's representative are present this evening to address any questions.
Thank you. Any commissioners' questions? Michelle?
I'm the troublemaker today. Okay, can we go back to the the photo of Ball Road and 57 freeway, please? That one. Okay, the existing sign, that's as where it sits today at 8 feet. Is that correct in this photo?
So the code currently permits a maximum freestanding sign of up to 8 feet.
Okay, how tall is the sign that's there?
The existing sign, it's approximately 37 feet in height, yeah.
Never mind, I'm not going to ask. Okay. Thank you.
Anyone else? Okay, with that, I'm going to open the public hearing. Are there any? None? Yeah, would the applicant like to come forward? Thank you.
Thank you. I'm Rod Wilson, the owner of EMI, representing McPeak Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. And Frank's been a friend of mine and a client for like 25 plus years. I actually dealt with his dad, so before Frank, so that makes me older, I guess. I appreciate all the help that staff has done during this project and appreciate the recommendation. Frank's done a great job with the remodel of the dealership, putting in like $7 million. It's turning out like he'd hoped. He did well, even though it was in remodel last year with about 80 million in gross sales. And it's my job to hopefully get our signs up so he increases sales this coming year. But if you have any questions for me on the signage, staff did a good job on covering the fact that when you have a Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, Ram store, you have to have a lot of exposure for each make, all in one dealership. So we appreciate it. Any questions?
Very good. Anyone have questions? Therefore, I'm going to close the public hearing, and anyone want to make a motion or
I'll
comments?
make the motion to approve.
I'll second.
You want to do a roll call?
Chair Walker,
Yes.
Vice Chair Crane,
Yes.
Commissioner Lieberman,
Aye.
Commissioner Perez,
Yes.
Commissioner Tran Martin,
Aye.
Commissioner Castro,
Yes.
Commissioner Kelly.
Yes.
7 yes votes, the motion carries.
Congratulations.
Oh my gosh. I wish I knew that answer. But it has to be over 30 years. He moved to the freeway over probably 25 years ago. Yeah, so, yeah.
Updates?
I've got one update this evening. The next Planning Commission meeting, we do not have any public hearing items. This will be a September 9th hearing, but we will have the Know Your Way workshop, which is on the evacuation route in the hills in the event of an emergency. So just the workshop for the next meeting. That's all I've got.
I have a comment.
Go ahead.
Yes, I would like to adjourn tonight's meeting in memory of Amelia Castro's mother who passed recently.
Very good. I guess we're adjourned.